ULTI.TV.
Here we go. Back to field 26. WUGC2012 in Sakai. We've got the Canadian ladies pulling to the Australian ladies here. They had a bit of a practice match a few days ago, but this is the real deal now. We'll see how they go. Firetails out on 0 first. Get Sarah Crossy and Hussey back to handle. There's Edie bringing the disc to the spot. And disc is in. There we go. Hussey puts a big backhand up. Has Mama deep. Mama gets up, gets down. 1-0 on one throw for the Aussies. Great start to the game. Great put by Hussey. Great get by Mama. Here we go. Firetails D-line. Phillips, I think that's Kath Phillips, Mama. Malcher out there. Crossy, Joy Lee. And Wallace. I think that's Gabby Mello on second to last in the end. Canadian set to receive. Big pull up, nice and floaty. Gonna land in just before the goal. Canadians on the attack. Number 5 with the dot. We're at the disc at the dot pretty much. Mama on the mark. Dumps one straight back to number 11 for the Canadians. She's having a look at her forehand options. Puts a backhand through. Bit of traffic there. Aussies employing the zone right now. Very windy conditions indeed. Number 11 gets one down with 2 hands. Moves it through. And back. Nice little layout pickup there by number 5. 22 gets the disc. Having a look. Puts it back in. Aussie sticking with the zone. Moves it to that far sideline. Number 5 has the disc centered. And back to number 11. She puts a backhand up. It's a big gainer if it counts. 4 moves it to the power side. I think that's Darcy Drummond, number 12. Has a look, that lefty flick, puts the lefty flick up in Phillipstown, and that's coming down in Phillipstown. She gets a big D. That's Mish Phillips, in fact. I think I called her Kath before. Oh no, both of them are out there. Mish to Kath there. She wants the big one. Mama was deep. She opts out, gives it to Joy Lee instead. Call on the play. Kath to Joy Lee. Joy having a look. Backhand up, gets a big gainer to Mish Phillips on the far sideline now. She puts one up to Mama. Mama looks at the big one, puts a big flick up. It gets to Steph Malcher. She converts to Kat Phillips. 2-0. Firetails starting off hot against the Canadians who came off one of their biggest wins yesterday. 2-0. And we're on Firetail set to pull after coming out with 2 in a row. Start the game. Hussey puts a big pull up. Floating down the Canadian handler. She moves it up to Mal Lundgren from Toronto. Gets a backhand breakthrough to 26. Fakes the flick. Back to the backhand. Center of the field. Mal Lundgren with this. Puts up a big backhand. We got a chase. Number 50 there. Ju gets up, but number 50 comes down with the disc. She puts the lead into number 16, and the Canadians are on the board. It was Laurel Berkowitz throwing the score to Martha Patterson for the Canadians. And the Canadians set to pull now. Strong wind going cross field again from camera to the far side of the field. Comes the pull. Mal Lundgren puts it up, the same who put that big huck not long ago. Disc is in. Liz Edie gets it. Puts it to Sarah Crossy, who's backing up right in front of her. Back to Liz Edie. And back to Crossy again. Canadians running a bit of a zone of their own. Ash Martins with the disc now through the cup. and puts up a beauty backhand. And another one, big deep one. Mal Lundgren's there looking for Mish Phillips. Kind of read the man, or the player rather than the disc at the very end there, but had a good shot at that. Canadians go the other way. Mal puts one up, a bit of traffic, but Canada comes down with the disc. Puts it up again. 19 has it, fakes the big forehand, puts up the forehand up line. Number 9 with the disc now, surveying options, puts up a flick. 18's got it on the far side. There's a call way back. People still barking on the sideline, but it's going to go back at least 3 or 4 plays here. And we're back in. Caitlin Lovett puts up a big flick OI, and it's going to hit the turf. A lot of excitement on the sideline here from the Australian supporters. Firetails have a chance now. Offensive possession, about almost a full field to go here, coming in from the sideline. Viv Stetner with the disc, Carla DiFilippo on the mark. Viv puts one up, contest there. That's a dicey bit of a pass, but gets it off to Sarah Crossy again. Up to Liz Eady on the sideline. Moves it again. Viv Stetner puts a big one up. Steph Malcher's there, but it's fading away. That wind is picking up. Canadians with another chance. And we're back in. Caitlin Lovett moves one up. Number 18 for Canada's got it. Looks for the flick. Tried to break backhand, full 360 on her pivot. Ooh, almost a chance for a bid there. Then Caitlin Lovett winds one up and on a fake. Then gets a big break backhand into the middle. Moves another one out into space for Mal. Mal looking, winding up, puts up a big flick. It's there. Ash Martins has a bid. Great bid by Ash Martins to stave the day. Way to get horizontal, Ash. Give your team another chance to score. Sarah Crossy walks the disc to the line. Mal tapping it in. And not quite, but disc is in play. Uh-oh. Liz Eady gets a little floaty one there on her own end zone. Ash Martins comes in. There's a great matchup there. Number 7 from Canada and Ash Martins from Australia have been having an awesome physical battle, the two of them. Really getting into each other. They both don't seem to mind at all. Pretty happy, amicable about all of the contact. And we're just about ready to go again. Disc is in, and here comes the Australian attack. Oh geez, stone cold drop by Sarah Crossy, not happy. Mal picks it up about a meter from the goal line here. Throws a flick right in the middle to Carla DiFilippo, all the way from Hamilton, Ontario, for the evening up goal. 2-2, Canada, Australia. Canadians set to pull. The Canadians have got the disc. They've that glorious goal by number 56, Carla DiFilippo, we just saw from Mal Lundgren. 9 puts up a big backhand pull, fading the way of the wind to the far sideline. Not going to stay into the brick mark. Hussey's got the disc to the brick spot. Last time she wound up a big one for a score, but puts that one underneath to Kath Phillips. Moves it up to Joy Lee with a bit of a piggyback ride there. A little bit banged up, the two of them. Hopefully they're okay. Hard spike from Joy Lee after the contact. See if they work out a call here. And we're back in. Kia's been coming for Joy Lee. Hussey with the disc. Moves it up, has Kia. Kia looks for the backhand, goes back to her flick. Oh, geez, and Canadian defender step in front of Mama there. Canadian disc. All knotted up here, 2-2. Early in the game, but still a big point. They all are at Worlds. And the Canadians start moving. We've got the centering pass to number 17. Has a look, steps over, gives the backhand back to that far side, trapped on the wind line. Looking hard now, stall count mounting. Ooh, gets one up. Kia, they both grabbed it at the same time. Kia grabbed it harder. They certainly both had a hand on it. I think the Australian player may have had it first, but it's going to certainly go back. I think Canada got away with one there, but they retained possession. I wonder what that stall counts out. I suspect it's getting pretty high now. Puts a big one up. It's jacked. Mama's there. Not in Mama's house, she says. Takes it down with authority. Hussey puts it up to Ju. Ju on the close sideline. Gets that flick out to Kath Phillips. Kath has a look at the big backhand. Puts a flick up. We've got one. Mama in the neighborhood. Blades to the turf a bit too quick in that wind. Canadians pick up the disc. A few turnovers on this point. It's a big one. Could be telling in the grand scheme of things. Number 9 has the disc on the far sideline, puts one up to her undercut, number 88, who's now on the line herself. They're sticking on that line. They've just got it off now, nearly centered. 23 for Canada has the disc in the center of the field. Fakes the flick, puts the backhand out in front. Great grab by number 88 with one hand there as she fell. Fakes the backhand, gives the dump. Number 5 puts it up. Has a completion from number 17. 17 back to number 5 for the Canadians. They're on the doorstep now, about 5 meters away. Cuts are coming, but it gets high. There's a touch, a second touch is caught. Number 88 for the goal. 3-2 for Canada now. Australia's going to find some answers. A couple sloppy errors that they're going to have to make up for later in the game now. Canadians set to pull. I think that's Anne Mercier with the disc. Puts up a big backhand, certainly fading the way of the wind again. Will this one stay in? I think Ju's going to let it, or sorry, that's Viv's going to let it go over her head. Brick called, jogging it in, getting this one into play nice and quick. Viv fakes the flick. And again, gets it to Shaz. Shaz having a look now, puts a flick on. Great pickup by Maylin. Maylin gets one up to Sarah Crosby. Crosby puts a big one, there's a lot of float under it. Oh, great bid in the end from Dania from Western Australia, but no dice, unfortunately. The Aussies are going to be forced to play a bit more defense. See what they can do to get one back now. And Mercier walking the disc up to the line. Canadians with a bit of a split horizontal here. Darcy Drummond gets the disc, moves it on out in front of number 4, couldn't get her hand on it. That disc should have been stopped before it rolled away there. They've lost at least 15, 20 meters now because the disc wasn't kicked down. Shaz comes back, gets the disc, moves it up to Ash Martins. Ash fakes the big, gives it up line to Liz Eady. Great pickup, good concentration there. She put the jets on. Liz having a look now. Puts the backhand back. Sarah Crosby with the disc. Crosby puts the flick up. Daniel with the disc now on the close sideline. Puts a backhand over top. Viv Stetner keeps it off the turf. Ooh, one gets up over top. No second chance. Darcy Drummond takes it away for the Canadians. Another chance for them. 22 now with the disc for Canada. Ooh, a good bit of contact there. Nothing called. Play doesn't stop. Continuing on. That's Anne Mercier with the disc. She's got one going deep. Number 12, Darcy Drummond, Mei Lin coming in and putting some bodies in the way. Mei Lin puts the body on the line. A natural Queenslander now living in Victoria, but puts the body on the line to get the D there. Australia taps the disc and calls timeout. Coming back from timeout. Both teams had a chance to have a little chat there. Aussie set up in a pretty standard vert stack here after Mei Lin generated the turn. Canadians ready to set their D. Looks like they're putting on a zone, so the Aussies are going to have to adjust immediately as this disc is tapped in. Sarah Crossy gets it up to Viv. Viv fakes the backhand. Tries again. That Canadian cup is closing in. Ooh, and 22 for Canada. Gets a hand on an OI backhand. Tried to go over the top. 11 now with the disc. Gets Darcy Drummond, number 12. Fakes and gives the score to an undisclosed number. I think it's number 4 for Canada. Gets the disc and makes it 4-2 Canada. Mal Lundgren with her D line out, set to pull. Three whistles. It's time to go here. Here comes the pull. Firetail's got their O-line out there. Pull fades to the far sideline. Hussey picks it up. She's got a beautiful little backhand to Gabby and then to Ju on this close sideline. Joy gets up. Joy having a look at her options. Mulcher's open here, didn't look for the break. Gets one to Hussey, but right through her hands. Canada with the disc again. Puts the backhand out to Mal, does Laurel Berkowitz, and then back to Laurel. Fakes the flick, gets the bite out of the defense, and now right on the doorstep, the Canadians again, about a meter out. Mal goes high. Disc goes high, and Mal's able to get it. There's a call on the play, maybe a push, maybe some contact. Contested foul. We're going to do it again. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a very similar looking play the second time through. There's a bit of a height mismatch in favor of the Canadian girl on the closest matchup to the disc. Disc is in. Has a look. Backhand into the end zone, and Chu gets a big D step in front for the Australians. Hussey's got the disc. On that corner, beauty flick. Great take by Gabby. Having a look now. Ooh, through Mish Phillips' hand, fired a flick with a bit too much mustard on it. Mal Lundgren picks the disc up. Fakes twice, looks for the backhand, gets the backhand to Laura. Laura wants the backhand to continue on that line. Instead goes center to 21. 21 puts the flick up, gets up to 26, but there's a call. It's going to go back at least a throw, maybe 2. Back to Mal Lundgren.
Let's go, Vitals! Let's go, Joe! Good luck!
Bit more conversation still happening. Gabby Mello awaits the mark for Australia with Mal Lundgren with the disc in hand for Canada. Just about set here. Everybody seems to be in their position. Defenders on their toes now. Up line to Laurel. Laurel looks for the backhand right away. Looks again. Working hard. Only given that backhand right now by the mark. Moves it up. Number 16 puts a backhand in. Great bid by Hammer, I think. Number 7 for Australia. What a bid. Unfortunately couldn't get in front of the body. Disc is back in. Puts a flick out. Laurel Berkowitz with the goal for Canada. It's a few in a row now. 5-2 in favor the Canadians. Canada's set to pull again. Mal Lundgren puts one up. Ozzy gets himself sorted. Rachel Grinley collects the disc and moves it to Viv. Viv back to Rachel. Straight across to Liz Eady. She wants Ash Martins. Ends up taking Kath Phillips rather in the cup there. And again, these Canadians got a very tight cup on. Gets it to Rachel Grinley and gets a big gainer up to Kath Phillips. Moves it up to Kaz Palmer. Kaz back to Ash. Aussies got some movement going here. Kaz to Liz Eady. Liz looking back and forth, pivoting every which way, puts the flick out, gets Rachel. Rachel's got a wide open Viv Stetner, who can't hang on to the disc. Just a bit too much on the throw, not enough on the catch. Whatever the case may be, another unfortunate event for the Aussies as far as the start of this game's gone. Canada with another chance to go to the field here. Putting it into play. Aussies look like they're transitioning to some zone now. Canada's did some good work in the first two passes, but Australia able to regather and get the zone back on. Low one there, collected by Mal at the heels, and she finds 21 in big space. 21 turning this way and that, and weaves one through the cup, just getting it to Laurel Berkowitz. Laurel puts one all the way over. 19's got the disc, moves it forward. Mama dives through and catches her layout. An amazing D that might be getting a call on it now. There's an injury. Hopefully it's just an injury and not a call. There was an excellent play. We hope everybody's okay.
Right block, Mama.
And Canada's got the disc back. Apparently there was some contact on the play. Uncontested. And back on offense, the Canadians go, getting it across to Laurel Berkowitz here. She calls the timeout. And Laurel Berkowitz with the disc, tapped back in. Ooh, bit of wind gets that, but still completed. 19's got the disc now. Aussies putting the zone on here wisely, and they're trapping them on that far line. Mama again coming through. What a play. No foul that time. Mama is on fire, laying out all over the place, but an errant throw the other way is going to take away such hard work to get that disc back. Canadians get the disc again, moving it up. They've quickly got it to half field. They've moved it even further, about 15 meters out now. 19 puts the disc out in front, out behind. A dump pass. Laurel Berkowitz now in the center of the field, puts it up to Mal Lundgren. Mal has a look, gives the flick into the end zone. Goal for the Canadians. The Aussies worked really hard for that turn and then gave it away in one throw. It's now 6-2 after a close start for the Canadians. 6-2 now in favor of the Canadians. And Mercier with the disc, puts it into play. Gets that backhand, it'll continue to fade to that far sideline every time. This one goes out again. Hussey hand up to pick up the pull. Set up. One poach. Mish Phillips majorly poached. Kia Mobley with the disc now. Ooh, fakes the backhand, bit of contact there. Discussion. Looks like they're ready to put it right back into play, and they are. Kia now looking for a dump. Upfield to Crossy quickly. Crossy puts the flick up to the end zone. It almost stayed in. Mulcher keeps her feet, gets a touch at it, but can't quite haul it in. And Canadians put the disc back into play. Put it up line. And Mercier there. Joy Lee on the mark. There's the one deep. 88's there. Mulcher on the chase, but 88 was well in front. And Canada with another goal. walking away with this one now, 7-2. Aussie's got to find some answers. Canada with the disc. And Mercier checking the wind there, dropping some grass. Still blowing in the same direction. Set to pull. Big pull goes up. Two set to collect. Picks it up, gets it to Liz Eady straight away. Canadians come down with the zone again. Daniel with the disc, moves it to Viv Stetner. She puts one. Shaz is there. Is it staying in? Oh, great bid by the Canadian defender to get the turn. Canadians walking back in the far sideline. I think there's a player gone down there, number 5, Anne Mercier. She's one of the key handlers for Canada. Is limping away. Laurel Berkowitz stepped in. And 11 for Canada walking to pick the disc in. Puts it up line, gets Laurel Berkowitz, who evaded her defender, puts up a big flick. Liz Eady there to step in between two Canadians and get the D. Aussie's got another chance now. Gets that flick out to Viv. Mei Lin had gone deep, but it's going back to the first throw, back to Liz Eady. Liz with the disc. Shaz hands out, where is it? Gets it, Mei Lin gets it. Mei has a look. Puts it to Liz, but out in front, another turn for the Firetails. Canada taking their time walking to the disc, number 11. Doesn't like her options, puts one up. Ooh, great hands, left-handed grab, and gets mounted on the way up and around. Danya on the mark. Canadians 15, puts one up and out for 11. Fakes the flick immediately. Puts the flick, gets it now about a meter away. Layout bid, two-hand grab for the score. That's 8-2 Canada. That was Alex with that last layout catch, number 17 from Canada. Chu fakes the backhand, moves it back to the other side. Crossy with the disc. Kath Phillips now, as the zone sets around her, moves it to Crossy on that far sideline. Ooh, gets it up, hammer, great catch at her hips there, came in quick. And moves it to Sarah Crossy again. A big blade comes up, Kath gets a hand on it, gets the Mac, now they've got options. Phillips to Phillips was gonna happen. Sarah Hammer's got the disc now. Moves it on to Hussey, Hussey with the disc. Puts a floater up, Hammer's there, great catch, Aussies get back on the board. It's 3-8, but signs of life approaching from the Australian camp. Just coming in, Hussey puts up the pull. Good to see another pull out of the Aussies here. They started the game with such tenacity, but had a large run against them. And here come the Canadians on their first offensive possession in a while. 88 makes a great grab there. Able to hang on. Now the Canadians move it center to number 11, back to 88. Puts one up in the middle. What a grab. 11's got the disc now. A bit of talk about some contact. Still some further discussions. They do speak the same language in both Canada and Australia, so it can't be a misinterpretation in that sense. They are clearly just not seeing eye to eye as to what happened. But I suspect this will all be sorted out in a few seconds, and we'll be back to some ultimate where the Canadians are at the doorstep with a commanding lead on this game thus far. A great step by Anne Mercier to get rid of her defender, get herself in the end zone for the score. That's halftime with Canada really opening up this game 9-3. Back on after the halftime break. Canadians, stealing of my cameraman's words here, but Canadians had a fantastic first half, coming out with a 9-3 lead. Australians set to pull the second half, and looking to find some momentum, find some answers for what's not been working, find some answers for the Canadian zone, and Australia puts it up. Let's see what they come down with on their own defense. Lands just beyond the brick mark. Number 19 picks the disc up. Mama on the mark. Mal Lundgren now with the disc. Moves it upfield. Back to number 19 on this close side. Multicolored shoelaces there. Fakes the flick. The Aussies are showing a bit of a zone here. Aaron Wallace now on the mark. Mama moving back to the mark. Canadians taking their time, slowly trying to figure out what's there. Aussies seem to be shutting down a few more options with this zone they're working with here. 19 has the disc now, fakes the flick, looks for the backhand, gives the flick the other way. 21 through the middle, Mal Lundgren with the disc, looking for the backhand. Doesn't have it, looking for the flick now. Pops one out the other way, number 19. Looking the same. Aussies sticking with this zone of theirs. It seems to be effective thus far. Handler's getting a little bit of frustration, barking commands. Mama, half bit again. Laurel Berkowitz with the disc again. Goes up. Mitch Phillips steps in front with a beauty takeaway, D. There is a conversation somewhere on the field. It looks like we're ready to get past the turnover stands. Firetails get themselves a D. And we're ready to be tapped in. Here we go, disc is in. Back to Sarah Crossy. Mama wanted it right away. The break wasn't there. Gets it to Kath Phillips. Kath to Aaron Wallace. Aaron gets it out to Sarah Crossy. Crossy back to Aaron. Aaron puts it out in front to Kath Phillips. Fakes the big. Again, puts the backhand up. Liz Eady with the disc. Swings it to the center. Aaron with the disc to Crossy. Handler's working well right now. Puts an OI backhand into space where there was no receiver. Australians give away another turn. Canada gets the disc back. Finally decided where the disc is coming back into play. Mal Lundgren with the disc. Puts a big flick up to Laurel Berkowitz, and Kath Phillips pops it out of her hands. Surely a strip being called over there. Just flailing, trying to find a way for a turnover there after it was caught. Laurel walking it back into play. Kath Phillips taps it in and drops back. Laurel fakes the backhand. Looks again. Wants the flick now. Now she wants the up line. Gets one up. A high stall count. Big chase. Great pickup by 21 to keep the Canadian possession alive. Mal Lundgren with the disc now pushes a backhand forward there. 19 gets it back from 21 and pushes it over to Laurel Berkowitz. Back to Laurel there. Mama on the mark. 19 gets the disc back. Canada on that sideline now with the wind in their face, but they've moved it very efficiently back to the center of the field. Mal Lundgren's got the disc. Moves it to Laurel Berkowitz. Lots of touches between those two. Mark finally gets on and back to Mal again. Big flick up. That's the gainer there. Gets to 26. But the throwaway on the swing to the far side gives the Australians another chance. And we're back in action here. Liz Eady gets one out to Mama. Mama takes it comfortably over her head. Puts it back to Liz Eady. Gabby Mello with the disc. Back to Mama. Oh, gee, a lot of contact there. Number 7 stepped away from her defender to make a play at it. There was certainly some jarring happening. Mama clarifies that she is indeed calling a foul on the play. Medic rushes on. Hopefully everybody's okay. I think there may have been some head-to-head contact there. Or head to something anyways. The Canadian player on the ground having some attention. New player in for the injured player there, number 2. Mama retains possession. Foul, no contest. Just a great bid by both players. Australia with the disc in their own end. Mama awaiting a tap to get things into play here. Disc is in play. Mama puts the backhand straight into the bid of a Canadian defender, and there's a turn straight away. Number 19 with the disc for Canada gets it to Mal Lundgren. She's having a look, surveying off, puts a flick in front. Number 2, who came in for the injured player, gets the goal, and it's a 10-3 game in favor of the Canucks. And we're on. Short pull. Stays in though at about midfield, just on the Australian side of midfield. Hussey with the disc. Gets it to Viv. Viv moves it right away. Great bid by Ash Martins, but still the disc was out in front. Canada gets the disc back again. They're very safe with their possessions in this game and in this tournament, so we understand the Canadians. Don't want to give away too many to them because they will roll with them. Centers it to number 6, number 9 now, fakes the lefty flick, gives the lefty flick. 15 as the disc, a bit of stoppage of play here. Foul on the throw. It's going back to the thrower, I think. 15 keeps gesturing that way, but now she looks like she's just tapping it in and going with it. Has a look, 15. Gives the dump to the far side. 11 with the disc for Canada. Steph Malcher on an aggressive mark. Joy Lee now on the mark while 17 puts one out in front. Canada's Sarah Kidd, number 4. Centers to 11. Gets it back to 17. It's Alex who had a massive layout earlier in the game. Sends it back centered to 11. 11 puts one out in front. Great grab by Sarah Kidd. Moves to Darcy Drummond all alone on this sideline. Gets one up, but too far out in front. Great bid, great effort again. Aussie disc. Aussie wants somebody going, and she's got somebody going. Joy Lee unable to get her hands on it. Not sure if there was a touch there, if the wind took it. But it's once again a Canadian disc. There's no doubt about it. 11 walks the disc, picks it up. Steph Malcher backing her up about 2-3 meters there. Big backhand goes up. It's on, great pickup. Back to her feet is number 9. Looking for options right on the doorstep, fakes the flick, gives the backhand to the center of the field. 17, Alex puts a backhand out front. Great bid by Ash Martins, but Darcy Drummond keeps her hands on the disc. 11-3, Canada. Canadian pull goes up. Rachel Grinlight puts it into play. Liz Eady with the disc now. Canadian zone already set to Rachel. Look to put it to Maylin. Back to Liz. This is dangerous. That's a Callahan. Canada gets another goal off the throw of an Australian. 12-3. Canadian set to pull. Big lead now, 12-3. Really moving away with this game. Mal Lundgren hand up, ready to pull. Reciprocating hand on the other side. It's a low pull. Aussies start with great position. Viv to Hussey right away, back to Viv. Viv fakes the big, moves it to Hussey. Hussey wanted the big. Now gets in the middle to Shaz, back to Hussey. Hussey having a look. Puts that big high release backhander to Kath Phillips. She was backing away from it while Mal Lundgren walked through. Got the D and then another turn right away. That's Gabby Mello, gets one into Hussey. Mish Phillips with the disc back to Hussey. Bit of a bid there. Viv with the disc. Gets it to Shaz. Shaz gets it to Mish Phillips, back to Hussey. Hussey in to a falling Kath Phillips, who converts to 33, Gabby Mello. Australia back on the board, 4-12. Signs of life. Australia set to pull. Aaron Wallace puts one down the other way, lands at about the brick mark. Australia set up in a zone. Puppy fence, put a sleepy one over the top there that pays off. 23 now with the disc for Canada, moves it to the far side. Disc goes up, it's floaty, Mama's there. Aaron's there, knocks it well out the back of the end zone. The spiking Viking there, making sure there's nothing to be had of another Canadian score on that play. She walks the disc to the line. It's a great turn. Puts a big one up. Mama's got to come back for it, but not able to get all the way back, unfortunately. And Mercier puts one up off the fingertips of number 23 for Canada, and Australia on their way again. Aaron to Kat Matthews, puts it up to Mama. A couple honey players from Melbourne, Australia. Two of them won a national championship among many others. Mama lets that one get away from her, a little slip on the grip. And Canada gets the disc back again, and Mercier puts it in play. All the way centered to Alex, number 17, and 23 unfortunately hits the deck and has another one hit her hands and then the turf. Chu with the disc now. Mama is well poached on this side. Ooh, a step in front D again there. Alex with the disc. Kaz Palmer on the mark. There's Dan Mercier with Kat Matthews on her there. Looking late in the stall count. She hits the deck. Not sure if there's a foul called. There's definitely a foul called now that we're talking about it. Was she stationary? Did the offensive player step into the D? Did the D player move? It's all subject to their own opinions, and they're sorting it out nice and quickly here. But Anne Mercier in Canada will retain possession nonetheless, and the disc is tapped back in. Back to number 23. She puts a flick, and it goes right through number 88. Nice and slow, calm, cool, and collected now. The Aussies watch this. Chu picks it up. Aaron Wallace goes up line while Kath Matthews comes back and collects the dump pass, or the swing pass rather. She puts the flick out. Kia has about 2 or 3 hands on it after a Canadian bid there. But watch the big ground now. Anne Mercier picks up the disc. Having a look. She's got an undercut from number 88 there. 88 having a look. Puts a flick up to space. Not anyone she wanted in the right spot there, though. A bid, but it was to no avail. Never going to happen. That one was too far out in front. Aaron brings the disc back in. Flicks it up to Kath Matthews. Another dangerous one there by that goal line. Number 6 gets in the middle to get the D. Picks it up nice and quickly, then throws a floaty one up. Gets past the intended receiver and is collected by her Canadian teammate, whose number I can't quite see yet. And still won't, we'll just say Canada with another goal. That's 13-4. favor of the Canucks. Pulls up. Pulls out. Aussie's going to take it to the brick spot. Hussey puts it in to Crossy. Crossy to Lizzie. Lizzie puts it backhand to Joy Lee. Having a look. Joy again moves it to Edie and back to Joy in the midst of this Canadian Cup there. It's really crashing in, giving them very little room. Liz gets the super dump out to Joy Lee. Canadian down in the midst of that. Disc goes to ground, but there's a call on the play. Joy Lee with the disc. Disc is tapped in. Joy Lee looking at the space. That Canadian zone is awfully cramped. They're really shutting down on the space. Firetails get it outside. Hussey, off the hands, off the chest there, potentially hit it right through the body. And Canada back in the attack, 21 with the disc. Has a spin around there. And Kath Matthews just enough of the disc to get the turn back. Hussey turns, puts a big backhand up. It's gonna go right into Mal Lundgren's hands in the Canadian uniform as they get another turn, but moved it down the field. Now Mulcher on Mal here. Mal gets a flick center of the field. Crossy gets just enough again. The pursuit was enough to cause the turnover, and Crossy gets the 5-meter dump back to Hussey. Hussey moves it right back up to Mulcher. Mulcher moves it to Ash Martin, so he gets a great hand on it, on a great pin, but not able to keep the disc up or keep it in the field proper. Not sure on that far sideline if she even had a chance should she have caught it. But Canadians get the disc again, pick it up, and call a timeout. And we're back in. And disc looks like it's sailing out of bounds there. Aussies get another chance. Never in called from this sideline. Probably going to get about another 15 meters away. Chance from the sideline. Aussie possession. That's Captain Crossy walking the disc up at the sideline. We're ready to play here. Crossy puts one up. Canadian defender gets a touch and catches her own Mac. 21 drops it back to number 9, I believe. With the disc, or sorry, 19 that is with the disc. Fakes that flick multiple times now. Hussey gets a walk through D there. Crossy moves one on 0 for Canada. Number 0 gets a nice bit on it and gets another turn. Just picked up by Mal Lundgren, puts a backhand up line, gets in about 15 meters out of it. Flicks up, it's floating back of the end zone. Not going to be a chance at it. Aussie disc. Hussey steps to the line, jacks it. Kath Phillips is there. Is it going to stay in? Unfortunately not. The wind finds it and fades it out to the other sideline. Nothing else, they got themselves a good 70 meters with it. Mal Lundgren walks it back in. Looks for the flick, looks again. Stall count mounting, puts one up right into Kath Phillips. She's got the turn, moves it to Crossy, moves it quickly to Ash Martins. Something's been called. Looks like we're pretty close to getting back into play. 3, 2, and 1. I'll count it in myself. Ash Martins having a look at what she's got here. Puts one out to Hussey. Hussey gets a backhand out. Over top, but Liz Eady maybe a fleeting chance at the end, not quite. Backhand from Hussey just got above Kat Phillips. Canada's the disc again. Canada ready to put it back in play. Faking the flick there. Looks back to Mal Lundgren. She's been quarterbacking a lot of this offense. Gets the disc again, puts a huge backhand up. It's floating. Ash Martins on the chase. Ash gets a touch through, almost a second effort for 19, but the turnover counts. Crossy's got the disc now. Gets it back to Hussey. Needs some legs out of the Australians now. Gets it to Kat Phillips. Some contact on the reception. And a call on the play. We're just back in. Kat Phillips throws it in the direction of Ash Martins, but it looks like there's another call. It must be coming back. Coming in at 1. Kat Phillips with the disc again. Fakes the big backhand. Now she wants Liz Eady. Now she gives the big backhand. It must have been a very high stall count. Just puts it out the other end. And the Australians are going to have to play deep. Now Lundgren steps back into play. Long-time Toronto player. Used to play with the Ultimate Experience team, Zen Asylum, I believe. And now part of the Capitals, which as I understand it, is a combination of the Lotus and Stella teams, two capital cities, Ontario Capital and Canadian Capital, that have formed to kind of represent Eastern Canada at first, and now it seems, well, because they've won the national championship, they're representing Canada. The Canadians still go by way of whoever wins the national championship represents. And as we say that, Malcher steps in, gets herself a goal. The Aussies fire up about it. It's 5-13, a long way to go, but every sign is a good sign at this stage. So we'll hope they can build on it. Here comes the pull from Jew. Puts one up. That's fading the opposite way of the wind, and comes out just in front of where the brick mark would be. Here we go, number 5, Anne Mercier walks just to the line. Not to the line, she opts for the brick mark. And the Canadian handler is going to the power side there. A lot of movement now behind the disc and in front of the disc from Canada. Anne Mercier working really hard for that break. Tried to go through Kia Mobley. She would have no part of it. I think she really was standing her ground, and I think that's the case she's trying to make right now. The conversation ensues. I'm sure they're both sticking to their own opinions. Now it looks like a bit of dance practice, well, as they repeat those pivot steps. But disc is in. With the dump. Back to number 6, she flicks forward to number 9 on the far sideline now. Puts a flick up, nice and quick, great two-hand catch by Sarah Kidd. Puts up a flick, it's in the end zone, 22 is there, takes it confidently with one hand. 14-5 for the Canadians. Here we go, Canadian pull comes up, number 11 puts it there. Fade to the far side. Aussies run past the disc as Crossy picks it up. High stall count, jacked it. Mama's there. Darcy Drummond's there for the Canadians who gets the D. Moves it quickly to 6, who flicks it upfield, centered pretty much on the brick mark there. Now moved on again to 88. 88 looking for that dump, gets the dump without the coverage on it. Flick up to the center field, big gainer there to Alex. Darcy Drummond gets 2 hands out on that disc, fakes the lefty flick, puts it up. Canadian great grab there. Number 15 falls down with 1 hand and still holds the disc. Centers again. 88 with the disc. Looking for that flick. Great step in front by Crossy. And she holds things up now. Picks the disc. Aussies get back upfield. Maylin with the first in cut. She's got the disc now. Centers it to Sarah Hammer. Hammer with the disc. Great ultimate name is Hammer. Hammer to Kaz Palmer. A favorite at ULTI.TV here. To Mama. Mama with the disc. Mama puts it up to Hussey. Out of her reach though. Another turn. Another Canadian disc. And we're back in play. Ooh, Maylin almost able to get around. Alex hangs onto the disc. Flick goes up. 88 with the disc. Center of the field. Backhand goes out. There's foul in the play. Back to 88. Puts it in front. It's been maxed. It's been picked up by 88. They're getting the benefit of the few of those, but then thrown away. Firetail chance here. Hussey's got the disc right where the brick cone is, but on the line. Puts the flick up. Mama's there. Mama gets up, gets big, and comes down with a huge catch. Centers it. Viv's got the disc. A lot of easy calls from the sideline. Want to make sure about this one. Ooh, and unfortunately pushed on to Kaz Palmer, but a bit too much on it, unable to hold it in. Disc is back in. Ooh, and an errant throw. Australia's got another chance. Kaz Palmer makes up for it, and oh no, the Aussies put one out too far in front again. The wind is certainly playing an effect here, but both teams, particularly Australia, really needs to just settle down and make those throws. You know, when defensive players are causing the turnovers, that's one thing, but when they're self-caused errors, you've got to get to a point where those sharpen up in a game like this. So we're hoping that happens right now. As a Canadian player walks it back to the line, another chance for the Canucks. 17 with disc. Alex, her name. Ooh, the wind gets that one again. So potentially it's fatigue setting in with these conditions, but it's the last couple points have been sloppy for both teams. Maylin with the disc now. Bit of bump on the mark. And I think the wind caught the disc there as she wound it up and flipped it out of her hands. Canada with the disc. Flick up. Puts it to 88. Back over to 6 on the line. Centers it. 11 with the disc now. Puts a backhand in the middle. Mama steps through. Mama's had a monstrous game for the Aussies, and it's given right back to her, rightly so. Mama gets the glory for that point. A big step through D, runs the other way, gets the goal. Looking good out there, Mama. Cheers for the Firetails now. They've got a couple points in the last few now. Still a big gap, a long way to go, but 1 point at a time. Kath Phelps puts up a big pull. Wind's got a hold of it and just keeps pulling it to that far sideline. Oh, but it does land in. So that counts as a great pull in this game. Ooh, great defense on the dump cut there. There's a bit of a walk into one another there. They certainly disagree with each other. The Canadians Canadian seems to think the Aussie stepped in the way. Aussie thinks to see him. The Canadian ran through her. Back in play. Left wide open was Laurel Berkowitz, who's got the disc now in the center. Shaz on the mark. She's looking for the dump now. Pick on the play. Back in play, Laurel Berkowitz puts one up. Geez, I thought there was an Australian able to get in the way there, but did manage to end up in Canadian hands. Mal puts one forward to Laurel Berkowitz. Shaz gets in the way of a flick windup, and Laurel Berkowitz will keep the disc. Back in play here. Laura looking for Mal. She finds her. Mal now looking high stall count, gets one out. Laurel Berkowitz went all the way around there and gets it out to Mal. The two of them really did all the damage on the late bit of that possession. It's 15-6 for the ladies from the Great White North. Mal Lundred puts the pull back into play. Short pull again. Wind's really picking up here. Hussey with the disc to Joy Lee, to Ju, to Joy. Joy puts it up to Ju again. Back centered to Hussey. Hussey gets the backhand out front. Dania there. Not quite in the end zone. What's happening here? It's not going to be her disc foot from the end zone with no one on her. I know that much, so it must be going back to Hussey, or maybe two throws away. Looks like Ju's picking up the disc. It's a pick call somewhere. Disc is back in play. Ju to Hussey. Hussey gets the backhand out to Gabby Mello. Gabby fakes both ways, puts it to Joy in the middle of the field. Stoppage again. Play on. That was very quick discussion there between Joy Lee and Carla DiFilippo. Joy puts a flick up, finds Hussey. Hussey having a look now on the far side, about 5 meters out, puts the strike. Oh, great bid, but unable to hang on is Sarah Hammer. And we're back. Daniel Clinton from ULTI.TV's just stepped over from the other field. Going to join us in the commentary box for the end of the game here.
Yeah, just saw America get up against Germany with a very handy win.
How big was that win? Oh,
very handy, and that's a very handy grab.
Wow, with Sarah Hammer coming in with some great defense, but still excellent concentration rather for number 0 there to hang on to the disc. Number 20 puts it in front, and that's Laurel Berkowitz with another goal for the Canadians. It's 16-6, a 10-point margin, one away from the end of the game, and it's not looked good here for the Aussies. They started on fire, but the Canadians put it out quickly, Dan.
Really? Very, very interesting to see the such a gap between the two teams. The Firetails, highly fancied in this tournament, but there seems to be quite a big gap between Canada, Japan, America, and everyone else.
That's it. There's still time left, but currently it's not looking good. Here we go. Disc is in play. Sarah Crossy watches it fall in her end zone, picks it up, and looks for Liz Eady right away. Back to Crossy. Canadians get down.
Very nice throw there in the wind.
Indeed, Viv Stetner with the disc. The wind is really picking up now.
As
you
we
can
see.
tell with that throw. Kia there. Sarah Crossy had a chance to collect the errant pass, but goes off the fingertips.
Great read there by Crossy.
Indeed, Anne Mercier picks up the disc for Canada. Fakes the backhand, gives the backhand to the far sideline. Alex grabs the disc. Gets a backhand very low to the ground. She's saying that was up.
It doesn't look very convincing.
Yeah, and she was pretty happy to just put it back down. It was never the receiver's error on that one. It was always the throwers. But yeah, I don't think she can help her thrower that much.
Yeah, beautiful low throw there by the handler. We just see the wind pushing it into the ground.
Kia Mobley now puts a flick up the line, unable to get to her intended receiver, who's Mama. And the Canadians jog back to the disc again.
Ash Martin's on the mark here.
And that's Anne Mercier, one of Canada's better top handlers there with the disc. She's done a lot of damage in this game.
Nice high release there past Ash Martin's ear.
23 now with the disc, winds one up, winds again. Gets it back to Alex, number 17, and to Anne Mercier again. Ooh, tries to get one through.
Beautiful fight there.
And just gets out in front of Sarah Kidd. Sarah Crossy with the disc now. Kia Mobley.
The Australians struggling to get it past halfway at this point.
There are lots of struggles now.
23 is unmarked.
Gets the disc again, and a big one goes up to number 23. It's Floaty. Kia, oh, what a great bid to take it away.
Wow.
There's a conversation, there's a head shake. Sounds like the Canadian players saying it's a strip. Looks like they were both getting there at about the same time, but we'll leave that for them to work out.
What a play, though.
And it was obviously a contested foul there. So it's going back to the thrower here. You see the center of the field, Anne Mercier with the disc again. Puts up a backhand, a little bit more conservative this time to number 22. Fakes the backhand, pops one over to Anne Mercier. Fakes the flick, goes back to the backhand side. Still hasn't released it. Delivers it to number 6. Then 10 meters out. Takes a step back after a potential travel call. Oh, and Anne Mercier stretches out for the disc. Firetails bolting downfield and told to slow it down.
Yeah, and Firetails electing to go for a slow turn here. Crossy walking up to the disc slowly.
Yeah, very much just trying to take it easy, value the possession as much as they can at this stage of the game. Try and walk away with this game with as much as they can at this stage, whether they're able to win or not. Still certainly worthy to put everything in to win 1 point at a time.
And the Firetails have managed to get it past halfway. Crossy tracks that one down. Mish Phyllis applies a bit of a brake cut. Hamark just lets her go, and then Crossy jams it.
Up to Mama. Mama doing a lot of damage in this game. And once again, she saves the day on this point. 7 points now for the Aussies, extending the game for at least one more. Firetails put the pull up. Kat Matthews sends it the length of the field. Beautiful pull. Dropping.
Kat Phillips, wasn't it?
Sorry, Kat Phillips, not Kat Matthews. The Cats get me all mixed up, you know?
Kat Matthews is considerably smaller. Oh, great read over the top there.
Mal Lundgren gets away with that one. Puts a flick up. Far side of the field now, backhand, centers it to number 19. Back to Mal Lundgren, puts a backhand up.
Squeezes that one.
Erin Wallace heading towards the disc. Oh, looks like she had to plan it, but number 26 able to hang on. That's the game, 17-7 in favor of the Canucks. The Firetails came out really hot early, but like we said, was extinguished quickly by the Canadians, and the Australians were left reeling at the end of the game. So thanks, Dan, for joining us late in the game.
No worries.
Once again, it's Stefan Rapazzo signing off on behalf of ULTI.TV. We'll see you at the next one.